Welcome, Libra. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, getting ready to do a full moon in Pisces reading for you, active on the 27th of August. It's also a partial lunar eclipse, which is the second to the last eclipse of a cycle that began 2 years ago. The cycle is largely about releasing what is familiar, what is older programming, irrelevant programming, a framework or an expectation that you have outgrown that is no longer relevant to your goals or the experience of possibilities that you have manifested. So that's the larger import in a synopsis, absolutely. But this is a lot about healthy boundaries and yet your ability to be vulnerable, to be empathic, to show compassion while you still are in the position to critically think about what you're building, what you're consciously building, and what is consciously available to you. You've pulled from the Crystal Spirit Oracle the carnelian. This is a Capricorn birthstone, so I love the carnelian. It is about confidence, self-assuredness, courage, and action. And this is particularly good for people that are vacillating, perhaps procrastinating, or are unsure about the next best step. And this, for many of you, is the result of being in uncharted territory, having braved a new framework, a new creation, a new configuration or possibility that was not something that that was given to you. This is something you created uniquely. So there is the sense that you must be courageous to be truly open, to be truly willing to be vulnerable and to allow yourself to receive the input as you are formulating your idea, your courage to move to the next step and to truly integrate that into something you're building with others. Naturally, we don't build things on our own. Soul's Journey, 2 cards came out for you, honesty and abundance. And this is important because I think you are honestly reevaluating what abundance means to you, how abundance is accrued to all members of your team, an organization that you're working within, or something that you're building with others. How you're evaluating that abundance relies on the necessity that you and others you're working with, which are no less of factors in this equation, honest about the service you provide, what others need. Perhaps this is related to something that you are producing or a service you're creating. How is that serving others? How would you like it to serve others? And what are you hearing beneath the feedback that you're receiving, the input that you're receiving from your teammates, your peers? And these teammates can be subordinates. They can be friends who, they can be advisors. Anyone who actually is participating in this creation is part of what gives you the courage to honestly step back and reevaluate, right? So you're present. The Hangman, I always love it when something I say manifests in the cards. So this is about stepping back, evaluating, recognizing that in order to see the possibilities, to clarify what is the next best step, requires you to gain a different perspective, to be more inclusive in your consideration of the various thoughts, the diversity of ideas that are being brought to you into the mix, surrendering a sense or an attachment to an experience or an expectation that may or may not be, or that may possibly be limiting to what is available to you. And this is recognizing that the way you have thought about things in the past has taken you as far as you are now, but that you can't go further without not just more information, more inclusion in the way that you're allowing this service, this organization, this product to be built along with others, even if this is your design. Understanding fully and correctly that you cannot build it yourself. In the past, the Four of Swords. Interesting. So there has been some serious spiritual reconstruction going on in the way that you frame the experiences in your life. The fear of vulnerability is perhaps justified by the amount of a sense of betrayal, disappointment, failure that you have encountered along the way, a perhaps sense that others teamed up against you or blocked you in a way, and you're coming to a place of deep consideration, meditation around these obstacles you've overcome as gifts, as opportunities to learn about who you really are and what your values, your ideas, your principles, your truth really is. So this feels like an entire spiritual reset and a new foundation that sets you on a place of gratitude, so that the idea of suffering or pain that you have sustained through your interactions with others, actually you come to see as gifts for which you are grateful. And in the present, in the future, the Four of Cups, another four. This is beautiful because the fours are flanking this change in perspective, this opportunity to really reconsider what matches with your energy. What of the possible options that are available to you are ones that truly see value and support you? So this is a practice you are cultivating now as a part of this consideration of the next best step, not just for you, but for an organization or something you're building. And you have made some miscalculations in the past, in part because you're still growing into this new skin, this new consciousness, and your body has to catch up with you. So the need for rest is paramount. And I am always surprised at the amount of people that ask why they are so tired. They're doing their spiritual work, they're doing their meditation, they're aligning themselves. Why are they so tired? And when we, as brief, frail, limited humans, begin to feel into the amount of progress that many of us have made over the past few years, the past decade, or decades for some of you, that growth has to be integrated into our bodies, into our lives, into our awareness. And our awareness, it can't just exist as these ideas out there, no matter how aligned they are. They must be integrated into our physical environments, into our lives, into our routines and habits and patterns. So this is about the way that you are considering a variety of aspects of your life and really weeding through what works for you, what supports you, what wants to see you successful, what wants to make you feel good, what does feel good to you. And this is a whole different kind of foundation that you are resetting as a result of this more principled spiritual alignment that you are achieving. This is about how it feels in the real world, the invitations you get, those that want to join you, those that you seek to join you, the network you're building, the alliances that are potentials for you. Perhaps this is old energies returning for a reconsideration, and you're really having to take the time, which you are allowed. These are two cards of rest here, of stepping back, of rising above the fray, because it's noisy out there for many of you. There's a lot going on, and you are being compelled to step back and let others show you what they are able to bring to you, not just you seeking. And that your seeking also requires, your assessment requires this constant honesty and even vulnerability. You can't build trust and intimacy without it. You have to be willing to show up as your whole self. And you're aware of that. And it's working in your life. It is reshaping your emotional experience of your life. And that is part of the goal. Your emotions validate the growth that you are sustaining, the tremendous progress that you're making, and you are seeking to sustain that, not just for your own welfare or well-being, but for the well-being of those that you work with, the well-being of a project that you are moving forward. You're taking another step, and you're considering it wisely. There is no hurry here, but you do need rest. I think that is sort of universal right now. If this reading is resonating for you, Libra, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. I love, love, love your presence with me today. Your Venus energy is showing through so clearly. Your desire for justice and fairness and balance in all that you do. Your willingness to see yourself as part of something you're building, not as the whole thing. Your authority comes from your ability to be open. So the Five of Wands is clarifying the Four of Swords and the Ten of Cups. The Hanged One in the present is clarified by the Knight of Cups and the Ace of Wands, and the Four of Wands is clarified by, the Four of Cups is clarified by the Lovers and the Chariot. And in this past, this beautiful past where you are giving yourself rest, meditation, deep consideration and evaluation of your journey thus far, the difficulty of your journey, and yet the realization that you were made for this. You do not shun away from the discussions, from the willingness of a community that you are a part of. Perhaps it's a community you are assembling, but you have extracted those most able members to solve problems for you, to create something together, to create a solution, to create a service or a product. This is messy work. This is about learning together. And this learning lab is not easy. And for many of you, you are aware learning is work. And when you're learning with others, no one has the complete or definitive answer, but all are invited to participate and contribute. Then you have a boisterous, sometimes competitive, but always in the spirit of bringing out the best in each other environment. But this environment just knits you together even more closely and tightly. This is based because of your vulnerability, because of your emotional honesty here, because of your recognition that this is the abundance you are seeking. This is the abundance of tools in your arsenal that helps to build something that is of service to a larger community. Then this is what defines the rewards of this learning process, of this community of problem solvers that you are convening. And your willingness to stand back and allow others to show you what they can do is part of your strength and courage. This is part of your leadership. Even if it looks as though you are hanging back, you are making yourself co-equal with your co-creators. This is not to mask your strength, your bravery, your courage. Only a brave person can invite this kind of feedback and input and know ultimately that the decision may be theirs, but that they are going to be better informed, that the decision or the creation is going to be stronger for multiple diverse input. The Hanged One, clarified by the Knight of Cups and the Ace of Wands. Yeah, there's some kind of healing practice, and I'm pretty sure I've said this to you a couple of times over the last month. You are creating a deep healing practice. You're initiating some kind of service, work, guidance, counsel, practice that heals, that helps others align with their own spirit, with their own divine source, with their own angelic or ancestral connection. So this feels as though it is a way in which you suspend your belief in perhaps your own biases or your own values to be open to the needs of those that you are addressing. So all source is about that unity consciousness, that one love, right? We're all connected. We're all here to the service of humankind and the planet. And yet some practice is reliant upon your emotional honesty and vulnerability, your willingness to be forward with your emotional, with your feelings, and to consciously clear space for this work to be effective, to be successful, to actually create the healing or the solace or the soothing that is necessary, that is at the core, really, of what you offer to individuals, to communities, to those who seek your services. And because this is a Knight of Cups, you are open to learning. Every single interaction or exchange is a learning opportunity. You are enriched by every contact that you have. So as you provide a service, you are aware that the healer is healed. And in the future, the Four of Cups is clarified by the Lovers and the Chariot. Wow, this is intense. So in choosing long-term, lifelong benefit, in choosing yourself, and by that I specifically mean in centering the relationship you have with your potential higher self, with the manifestation of your dreams, their possibility in this lifetime, you have allowed yourself to step out of what is comfortable, what is familiar, and move directly towards your goals with a sense of your own unique contribution. You are not trying to be like others. You are comfortable in your unique qualities and abilities. You understand your gifts are bestowed upon you for the specific intention of making them accessible to whomever and however they're best available. In that way, I almost feel as though you provide some kind of training through your healing practice. You may be a trainee, you may work with interns, mentors, or just interested parties, other creatives who are inspired by the model of your practice. So this is about moving directly to your mission and the ability to rapidly distribute at least word of your gifts. And one of the things that has come to me in meditation today is this sort of thought concept, this idea of word, right? It's a slang expression. Forgive me, I'm taking us back to the 80s. But word, it's slang. It means a whole expression of an idea, a feeling, an emotion, a principle, an event. Word stands for the thought, the feelings behind an experience. So that may be relevant to the speed with which others communicate news about the service you provide or the opportunities that you are providing to those who want to learn from the model of your practice, from the opportunity they see in cultivating that relationship with self that then chooses self and is reflection in all relationships. So this choosing self means you center your desires, your hopes, your potential, and that all relationships that you attract to you support that, are making themselves available for the work that you feel you are here to do. I'm going to clarify this, Libra, with a flower oracle, and I pulled the Stephanotis. The key word is cooperation. Take the hand offered or asked, or ask. I think that's pretty clear, dear Libra. Thank you so much for this beautiful reading. Until next time, namaste.